If your store isn't earning what you think it should, or the layout you copied from a YouTuber doesn't work, this video is for you. I will now present to you 7 mistakes that I personally wish I knew if I would start playing Retail Tycoon 2 today. And if you make only a single of these 7 different mistakes, there is no question why you don't have any success. So let's begin. The first mistake holding your store back from earning a ton of money is selling inconsistent items. There are so many players who just pick a bunch of random items to sell, hoping they will make them a lot of money in no time. In reality, if you want to earn the most amount of money from selling items, you need to stick to certain categories. You can't simply pick items across categories expecting your customers to buy them. Because just like when you go to the mall and you have some specific things you want to buy, like let's say a new iPhone, you naturally go to an Apple store. And what do you do if you find an Apple store that doesn't sell iPhones? That's just weird, right? In the same way, when your customers walk into a store, they expect every item within the categories the store offers. If you sell bananas, they expect all the other groceries. If you sell phones, they expect all the other tech. And to be more precise, I mean the entire category, not just the subcategory, although subcategories are the most important, like selling tablets and laptops, as well as selling phones. My point is, just like stores in real life are all very niche, selling very specific things, instead of thinking a retail store is a shopping mall, think of it as rather as a specialized store, selling only a couple, if only one single category. That will result in you earning far more money. And for those who want to know the best category to sell, just do the entire furniture category. The second mistake lots of players fall into doing is hiring too many workers, especially too early in the game. You see, when you start your own business, you usually don't earn too much in the beginning. After some time, however, you might start to get the wheel running a bit, and you might consider hiring some help to make your work more efficient. In Retail Tycoon 2, you need to think of your store as a business. In the beginning, you are the one who has to put in the most effort and time. Things don't work automatically from the start, and just like a house needs a solid foundation to support it, you need to get your income up to a point where you feel like hiring a couple of workers won't slow your income down. The same idea applies when you have built a massive mall. And since a lot of players end up hiring tons of workers for their mall, their income just stagnates and they sit there wondering why their well-planned dream mall doesn't earn a single bit. Okay, so now over to a more precise conclusion. Start making your store automatic when you at least earn 50k per hour, which is actually very easily obtainable if you just follow all these tips correctly and build the layout in this video right here, link in the top right corner. As for you guys building your dream malls, try to keep the worker amount as low as possible while also working smoothly. And this actually moves me on to the third mistake, which is to build too large stores, like for example a massive mall. I have already made a short about this, but I still think this is game-changing to talk about. Because the standard thought when starting a retail store is that eventually building a massive mall will attract lots of customers and therefore earn you lots of money. But has it ever come to your mind that the richest companies in the world all have small stores? Tesla has vehicle stores showing off maybe just one of their vehicles, and Apple has tech stores only for high-end products, making both the stores really small. And if you want to be among the richest in Retail Tycoon 2, you need to make a small store that attracts customers who are only interested in buying items. You don't want your customers walking around the store for days. No, you want them to go straight in, buy the items, and straight out again, so new customers can come and buy more. Please note that there is not a problem with building a mall. I think the designing part is really fun. But unless you have over 50 money trees, you can't expect to earn that much. And the problem is unfortunately the mall. Now here is a more specific mistake I see too many players do, and that is to set the manager below 100%. There is almost no single scenario where a manager should be set under 100%, because what this means is that the shelves will never be fully stocked. If it happens that a bunch of items are bought at once, the shelf ends up empty and the customers who originally were going to buy items from that shelf won't be able to. Instead of saving money by keeping your shelves half stocked, take that time to fully stock them with backups in the storage. A general good setting to use for the manager is 125% when using instant delivery and 200% when using delivery drivers. This improves flow, which in the long run makes you more money. And if you struggle with other things concerning the manager, check out this manager guide in the top right corner. Another mistake I see too many players do when buying items is using delivery drivers that doesn't deliver items fast enough. You see, if you use, for example, a semi-truck for a small and efficient store, most likely the items will be sold out by the time the semi-truck has arrived with new items. If you see this happening to your store, switch your manager to instant delivery immediately. As long as you sell valuable items like furniture, using instant delivery might actually just be better than using delivery drivers. And if you so decide to use delivery drivers, which does work really well if the items are delivered on time, buy the faster vehicles like the electric box truck or the helicopter. As for the slower vehicles like the semi-truck, which gives you huge value for its price, of course, hire at least 2 or 3 managers set on 200% with lots of storage, so you get a solid backup in cases where customers might buy tons of items at once. Alright, so the 6th mistake that when done wrong will make any store, no matter the perfection, absolutely garbage, is playing on a slow server. You know, when a server is full of large stores or has been running for several days, everything starts to lag. You can test for lag if you go down to the go-kart track and start a race. If the counter goes slower than a second per number, change the server. Because on a bad server, your workers won't do anything. The parking spots are all empty and everything just feels really laggy, even the building. The best way to prevent this lag is to make your own private server below the front page of the game, play on it alone, have a small store with little unnecessary decoration so the server load remains low, and also restart the server twice every day. This makes sure that your game is silky smooth and that you are able to earn maximum of your potential. Now on to the 7th and last mistake that potentially could change your entire Retail Tycoon life. Is not checking out this video where I share 10 practical tips to get rich. Thank you for watching. Peace.